So as far as I know, unlike our prior two speakers, I don't think she plays golf. What she does, though, is bring the highest social conscience and ideals to each moment, each day. I'm sure that no student in the class of 2016 has participated in more demonstrations on behalf of the many causes she embraces. Her search for the truth, her willingness to see both sides of an issue and seek the best way for everyone, rather than supporting controversy for its own sake. These are gifts she has given us in classes, in the community, and in the school newspaper which she edited. Olivia is off to Dartmouth next fall. I see her shaping that community through her principled commitment and personal integrity, just as she has here. I'm honored to introduce our closing commencement speaker, Olivia Fine, class of 2016.
Fellow graduates of the class of 2016, faculty, friends, and family, I am humbled, honored, and utterly terrified to be standing here before you today. Writing a speech like this is a very personal exercise in soul-searching and reflection, a very deep personal challenge, calling on the Quaker testimonies of simplicity, community, and integrity. So I did what any of my classmates would do. I hired a tutor. Just kidding. The poet Mary Oliver says, "What I want in my life is to be willing to be dazzled, to cast aside the weight of facts, and maybe even to float a little above this difficult world. I want to believe I am looking into the white fire of a great mystery. I want to believe that the imperfections are nothing, that the light is everything, that it is more than the sum of each flawed blossom rising and falling." And I do. Today, on graduation day, we finally cast aside the weight of facts, of tests and scores and grades and college applications, the weight of all our striving and hoping and wondering. We float above the world as we have known it up until now. Today marks the completion of our educational journey through childhood and teenage years. As we look ahead into the great mystery of what is to come, I hope that whatever challenges we have faced in the past pale in comparison to the light of possibility represented today. We stand in a moment of time where we know that anything is possible. We can do and be anything. As I began to write my speech, I reflected upon the most meaningful lessons I've learned over the past 4 years. Navigating relationships with peers, faculty, and family formed my most memorable experiences. As I thought more about what all of these experiences taught me throughout high school, I determined that empathy and compassion for others was and is my most important lesson. I'd like all of you to take a moment and look around today to think about all the relationships we have fostered within our class. We have been together through some big changes here at the Academy. Most notably, the lower social space became the Quaker Student Life Center. The middle school became a trailer park. It has been a unique 4 years together. We've gone to each other's games, we've gone to each other's shows, we've shared lots of laughs, and we've puked in each other's Audis. High school has been a progression from wanting to know what's going on, to learning what's going on, to really not wanting to know everything that's going on. Think about all the intimate things that we know about each other that we never wanted to know. For example, Maslow's poorly timed nosebleeds. Whether we like it or not, we have shaped and influenced each other in countless ways. Some of it will wear off in time, don't worry. Hopefully the good stuff will remain. One of my favorite things about our class is that we are very forgiving. We care about our friendships deeply. No matter how bad the Facebook brawl, we always look past momentary conflict, finding forgiveness and understanding for each other very quickly. It is important that we carry this tendency to see the humanity in one another as we go out into the world. We have been fortunate to know each other on such a personal level due to the small, close nature of our community. I attribute this intimacy to the bubble of Friends Academy. Whether or not you view that as a positive or negative description, it holds objective truth. Within the Friends community, there are certain standards and behaviors that we subscribe to that will not be the same out in the real world. and it's been a relatively safe and protected bubble. We do not hear shootings outside our classrooms or wonder if we'll be able to pay for lunch on a certain day. We don't worry about the water that we drink and whether there's lead in it, or whether the electricity will be shut off, except on snow days, thanks Snowman Bill. We know if we don't do our homework, we will be held accountable. For example, we may be given a 1,000-point treat, and our grade may just happen to drop one whole letter in one day because we forgot one question on the homework. No, it's fine, really. We are safe with the distraction of hairy calves and knobby ankles, since the boys will always be wearing long khaki pants, even when it's 100 degrees out. And if we miss worship buddies, Miss Martin won't yell, she'll just remind us with a kind smile of our responsibility to our community. In all seriousness, my favorite thing about the Friends Academy bubble has been the opportunities we are given to step outside the Friends Academy, to build bridges with people from all different backgrounds. Through our school, I was given the opportunity to travel from the beaches of Normandy to Martinique to Starbucks in Glen Cove. I attended fascinating conferences and workshops, and I participated in a wide variety of service opportunities. These experiences contributed greatly to my education. Additionally, I feel so grateful for the people invited into our bubble. The incredible range of speakers brought to our school who opened my mind and allowed me to really step outside for myself and my immediate day-to-day mindset. And it takes a lot of courage to come and talk at Friends Academy, especially if you have anything considered liberal to say. I'm just glad there's no question and answer after my speech. It might really ruin my lunch. As teenagers, it is easy, if not unavoidable, to fall into a rhythm of self-centered thought. Thus, the moments where I lived within an entirely different culture, or learned something deeply personal about a classmate, or heard a speaker talk about their unique life journey were invaluable interruptions into my own bubble of experience. For it was during these moments of focusing on other people's lives, struggles, and distinct journeys that I learned to see the importance of empathy and compassion. I began to see, hear, and feel for the other. Susan Sarandon once said, when you start to develop your powers of empathy and imagination, the whole world opens up to you. Empathy is often described as the ability to put yourself in other people's shoes. On the Friends Academy campus, this is easy, seeing that there is not too much variety in shoes. Generally just that one same hands very topsider. So, uniformity does have certain benefits after all. Speaking of uniformity, I'd like to thank the dress code for, preparing me for the great mystical utopia that all Quakers must dream of, a job in private equity. Author and changemaker Seth Godin elaborates on the concept of empathy. Empathy doesn't involve feeling sorry for someone. It is our honest answer to the question, why did they do what they did? The useful answer is rarely because they're stupid or even because they're evil. In fact, most of the time, people with similar information, similar beliefs, and similar apparent choices will choose similar actions. So, if you do want to know why someone does what they do, start with what they know, what they believe, and where they came from. Dismissing actions we don't admire merely because we don't care enough to have empathy is rarely going to help us make the change we seek. It doesn't help us understand, and it creates a gulf that drives us apart. Outside of our Friends Academy bubble, there exists much more variety than the ubiquitous Tansbury topsider. There are Birkenstocks, and even Crocs. Am I right, Doc Sullivan? Our stellar taste in shoes may be the only thing we have in common. So, whatever new bubble you enter, whether you're in flats, boots, or heels, wield your empathy, and it will serve as a remarkable tool for succeeding in making change that matters in whatever situation you may encounter. Empathy will help you open up and bridge the gap between yourself and those who are unfamiliar to you. One thing I've learned over my 4 years here as a woman is that we must also have fierce compassion and empathy for ourselves. This next part goes out to my ladies. Although high school ideology may tell you otherwise, you are more than just a body. You possess a brilliant mind capable of extraordinary achievement. So I urge you to stop apologizing for your intellects. Take full ownership of your abilities, your ideas, your inclinations. You deserve to be more than silence in a classroom or a conquest for boys to fist bump over. You are not meant to be a trophy in anyone else's life. You do not have to apologize for speaking, for questioning, for disagreeing, and never ever apologize for saying no. As young women, let us say yes to our full personhood, our full range of intellect, our full range of emotions and creativity. Let's stop worrying about being liked by others and start truly loving and accepting ourselves. If you have not felt empowered thus far in your life's journey, let's change that all now. Today, as we turn a new page and begin our new lives, let's all celebrate our past accomplishments and acknowledge our vast potential and commit to bringing light into the world. In the words of Marianne Williamson, we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? At this very moment, we possess immense and unique power as young women, men, and everything in between. My fellow graduates, we are the educated elite. We have the capacity and responsibility to use our education, talents, and privileged positions to do good in the world. Empathy and compassion will help guide us outside of ourselves when stuck within our own heads is the last place we want to be. In the words of Emily Dickinson, if I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. These words of wisdom may guide us, as the question we will hear over and over from now on will not be, what colleges are you applying to, but what do you want to do with your life? Your life's purpose and meaning will no longer be defined by prompts of a Common App essay or college supplements, but they encompass essential questions we must continue to ask ourselves. Who am I, and why am I here? It will be our acts of service, our small acts of kindness, compassion, and empathy that will provide guidance and security as we search for an answer to this question. If we perform these actions, small or large, we shall not live in vain. The meaning of our lives will be found in what we give meaning to, and by choosing to give meaning to empathy and compassion, I hope that all of our lives will come to mean far more than we might have imagined. The Talmud, a central Judaic text, conveys, whoever destroys a soul, it is considered as if he destroyed an entire world. And whoever saves a life, it is considered as if he saved an entire world. Accordingly, within each of us lies the power to either destroy or save an entire world. Even in our day-to-day actions, how we treat each other, how we speak to and about each other, with respect or with disregard, we have immense power to make a difference. So you who holds the world within the palm of your hand, to save or to destroy, which will you choose? I'll leave you with that, my friends at Friends Academy. Congratulations to my fellow classmates. I know within each and every one of you exists incredible potential. The future awaits, and it is ours for the shaping. Now let's get out there and save the world. I wish you way more than luck. Olivia and the class of 2016, out.